beat congestion. We can only do the best to mitigate against the effects. So that's going to be the key to us, is to keep that rolling.
To keep traffic rolling, this megacity relies on more than cameras and sensors, and traffic lights with a mind of their own. The worst congestion lies at the very heart of the city. There, the volume of traffic exceeds the capacity of the streets. The solution? Not improving flow, but subtracting cars. Today, motorists in central London are travelling through another dimension, the congestion charge zone. 21 square kilometres of the most crucial driving space in the heart of London. Don't even think of entering if you haven't paid. But with 250,000 vehicles entering each day, how do you keep track of who paid and who's cheating? As always in London, you need eyes. The zone is surveyed at 174 entry points, each armed with 2 cameras. When a vehicle passes, one camera records the license plate and one the background. With vehicles making multiple trips in and out, the cameras take 1 million pictures a day. Now comes the hard part, looking at all those pictures and finding the freeloaders. It happens at a secret location in East London, where outside cameras seldom pry, and the technology of surveillance is locked away.
This is our video matrix. We have a fibre feed from every single camera site for the charging zone, and those feeds are fed into this matrix. From here, a coax cable takes the data and sends it to one of those number plate recognition systems.
The plate readers, not the cameras, are the true brains of the outfit. In real time, they actually read the plates as numbers and letters, not just as pictures, and sort out the legal drivers from the cheaters. Enforcement is stiff. The fine for not paying the £5 congestion charge, £100.
Before congestion charging began, traffic was basically ground into a standstill. Since congestion charging came into force, traffic within the charging zone has reduced between 20 and 30%. That's had a significant impact on people's ability to go about their business, to travel through the zone, and also for businesses to deliver and get crucially to where they need to be.
Mason's congestion cameras aren't the only lookouts on the streets of this megacity. Other eyes watch the flow of human traffic, alert to a different and more dangerous kind of lawbreaker. London has more pedestrian surveillance cameras than any city on Earth. One for every 14 residents. Like any set of eyes, the cameras relay their images to an optical nerve center. This one, buried deep beneath the streets they observe. From offices across London, the closed-circuit TV control center connects to 500,000 street cameras. In this room alone in the heart of the city, Nigel Manmahan monitors more than 100 screens, keeping an eye peeled for the bad guys.
WC Control. There he is. Is he a familiar face? Recognise him? No.
Nigel is trained to read body language, and the message this guy sends is pickpocket.
He's just gone through Rupert Court, so he should be popping out onto Rupert Street any moment now. Over to see if I can get that done.
Normally, the image he sees is time-lapse. But when he spots something suspicious, he switches to a live feed and records it. The video can then be used as evidence in court. Nigel can relay the same feed directly to police headquarters. If they dispatch officers to the scene, Nigel can guide them to their quarry at the touch of a button.
WC Control. Hello, mate. Yeah. Okay, right. You alright there, Tone? Yeah. Everything checked out. Cheers to that.
Nigel's shady character turns out to be a harmless shopper. Since the first cameras were installed in 2001, Nigel has seen a difference.
Since
there was no cameras in London, street crime was very high. Yes, the police are doing a good job, but there's only a certain amount they can do. Since I've been here, we've reduced crime by a massive margin.
Throughout this megacity, on Earth and in the sky, eagle eyes keep a sharp lookout to keep life flowing through London. But on water, the greatest hazard isn't the traffic. It's what lies beneath. To steer clear of disaster, lookouts here must see in the dark. One of the most dangerous stretches of water isn't on the North Sea. It isn't on the English Channel. It's on a seemingly placid river in the heart of a megacity. It flows for 346 kilometers from its source to the sea. Every year, these waters carry 7 tons of cargo for every man, woman and child in London. It's among the cleanest urban rivers in the world, but not the safest. Twice a day, with the ebb and flow of the tide, the Thames rises and falls up to 7 meters. As the current rushes by, the riverbed shifts, creating unseen obstacles to shipping. London adds its own obstacles. From the Thames Barrier to Tower Bridge lies an ocean of submerged debris. To penetrate the murky waters of this river, cutting-edge technology confronts risk head-on.
Running aground obviously is the worst case scenario.
Nicola Clay doesn't crew a rescue boat, but she is a lifesaver. She's an environmental scientist for the Port of London Authority. She's always looking for trouble. Underwater obstructions that could doom a ship.
It's a very easy place to get rid of things. Lots and lots of shopping trolleys, lots of tyres, lots of debris.
Her observation post is one of 4 vessels operated by the Hydrographic Service to survey the ever-changing riverbed. She measures depth using the most advanced generation of sonar, a multi-beam swath system. Traditional sonar works by bouncing narrow sound waves off the riverbed back to the ship. The wave's speed and the time traveled produce a 2-dimensional view of the riverbed's depth at a single point.
The river is quite a muddy river, so you can't actually see the seabed. So it very much is a matter of relying on the instrumentation that you've got here, the pictures you get here.
And what pictures! This next generation machine can send out 3,000 sonar beams per second on a swath more than 500 meters wide. Instead of a keyhole view of the riverbed in 2D, you get a full portrait. A 3-dimensional portrait.
And what you can see here is an actual picture of the seabed. So if you've got on this side, there's very little features there, so you're moving over a flat seabed, but over this side you've actually got features and what are probably sand ripples and sand waves. So this actually shows you an image of the bed that you're going over, and that's the depths, and you can, by putting the two together, you get a very good idea of what's going on beneath your vessel.
It's not a pretty picture. The sonar picks up a large irregular object right in the shipping channel. Clay's job was spotting it. Someone else has to remove it.
We have a salvage department who spend all day, every day, going out and, as well as fixing things, actually pulling debris and salvaging things like cars out of the river.
That's right, cars. You can hide something big in the murk of the Thames, and that spells big trouble.
If the Hydrographic Department finds something, it is vitally important that we know it immediately, and it is very important to the port that we remove it quickly.
The obstruction lies 12 meters deep. To veteran diver Pete Semple, depth isn't the risk.
The dangerous aspect is just the unknown. Because the water is black, it's the things that you can't see, put the danger there.
Okay, start your search.
For a diver, it's an underwater version of Blind Man's Bluff, but this is no game. Down here, the risk of entanglement and drowning is so great, a rescue diver always stands by. On the riverbed, Semple takes hold of a 30-foot line attached to a sinker and stretches it till it's tight. Then he walks a circle with the line as the radius. If the line catches on anything, he gropes his way along it through the murk.
And hopefully whatever he snags will be the obstruction that's on the bottom.
Okay, I'll put it again. Understood, you found it. What is it then, mate?
I just done a quick test. It seems.
And then he'll call to the surface, say what he's found, what he thinks it is, and he will then ask for maybe a wire.
Okay, mate, you want a nylon strop.
And you'll just proceed then to strop it up, make sure it's tight, then you'll come to the surface and they'll lift it, and hopefully the obstruction will come to the surface.
A 3-meter lump of concrete, big enough to punch a hole in a barge and sink it. It's one of hundreds of hazards fished from the Thames each year. One alert sentinel, one less hazard. In this global city, life flows in 3 great streams. In all 3 dimensions, foresight will keep these rivers flowing.
All ships, this is London BTS.
All over this mega city, Big Brother is watching.
Stand by, bridge crew, about to open road gates.
Not to spy, but to protect.
I'm just going to stay over and see what he gets up to.
Another crash by the Starlight boat drop on our way.
It's not 1984, but the vision is 2020.